dude?
Final game of the regular season, internet people that are watching. Woo! And then we get to do stat review. You guys are good.
Any concern?
You guys are good to go.
For crap.
We're going.
Okay.
Nope.
You guys are good to go.
Who'd you lose? Knees?
Yeah, he really was. It was an ACL.
Yeah, he's... you know what?
This
I'm gonna leave
game's
that
so
line open.
realistic.
Lou,
Yeah.
you're on a spin, buddy.
Okay.
We're gonna leave that one open. Tell me when you're good.
I hope that was weird for at least one person.
Yeah, a little bit.
Was it you?
I'm pretty sure it was.
Okay, I'm
I don't know what that is. Fuck, Pat.
No, it's probably just me. That was a little weird for Bill.
He was nice.
Thanks.
All right. Lou, you got $10.
Oh,
And that's your first
Yeah.
tax. All weekend, Lou's like, I don't want tax, I don't want tax, I don't want tax.
Oh,
Final spin, fuck the tax.
Right, you said I did 3.
Yes.
Oh, really?
All
Hold on.
right, Jordan.
So I look at it as a sliding scale.
Alright, first one, Calvin Williams.
Okay, so
C-Dub.
Anthony Morgan. Daryl Talley. Robert Massey.
yeah, you get the base roster,
Jeff
right?
Graham.
And depending on what those teams are,
That's
some base rosters are better than
Harold
others. That's
Green.
just, you know,
Oh,
the nature of our 15 our current 15,
George
team set.
Dude,
Clay
Matthews, no
Better
shit.
and Chris Spielman.
Right. The
If you hit open field,
This is like
slower.
but the teams that are going to be going ahead of us while we're getting
Maybe
base
you
rosters
blow
are all
someone?
going to be significantly
everyone.
better than what they would have gotten. Like,
know.
you know,
Everyone's
if Dan were to go to
back
St.
here.
Louis now, instead of getting base roster St. Louis, Dan's going to go to base roster St. Louis and probably get 3 or 4 upgrades at the start of the thing.
Keep track of that at all.
Where it is like versus say in Arizona, where yeah you still have Seth Joyner and you know your 2 D linemen instead of LB Chiefs and 2 different D linemen with the same hitting power. You know,
Probably
like
shoot the ball first.
to me,
Because RB
I think that's a significant
normally
improvement
returns
for the
better.
people in the middle.
Well, it's better for people in the middle, which is what we want to improve.
Right.
Because, like I said, you see my previous statement.
Dude,
about
you
the
got
middle.
you just got
Right.
jumping
And
spots
which
in
is-
trash cans.
So the
That's how
middle
you know
is
he's not
getting
good,
lifted,
guys.
right?
Yes, but
And
my problem
That's
is
how
that
you know, dude.
we're
That's
still
how you
getting
know.
because we're getting lifted from
Like-
downgrades to now base rosters.
That dude's just not
So
good.
everyone else is swinging up, but we
I need
are
more
also
data. I'm not
slightly
good at
still
this.
swinging up.
Can I add to that? From that thought, my concern is that the 200-point upgrades are not going to be able to separate everyone else, middle, so to speak, from you guys' base rosters. I looked at it just for
It's
Not to
two.
interrupt you,
I
but
don't
to
want to
stop
stretch
you.
it to a higher point of that.
You have brought this up all weekend. I don't need you to reiterate. I
I'm
get
not
it.
changing
I
it from
understand.
200 to 300. I'm just saying that's my concern.
I know.
Look at this 2 years from now.
You have voiced it ad nauseum, and when I say ad nauseum, I don't mean a lot. I mean it's making me nauseous. I'm kidding.
Go fuck yourself.
Thank you.
Try to get in there.
I will. I'm
I've
not.
had more kids
I'm,
block
I'm
this
saying
season than
I
the first
don't.
two
I'm not
seasons
dismissing you. I'm
Totally.
saying
George
don't
blocked
tell me
200
again.
Points. I had
I hear you.
Well, this was a
told you
different
about
thing. I wasn't
the,
going to lobby to change the
the field goal that
I know you just-
Yeah,
something
I
like
can't wait
that.
to watch that
Or
video.
look at it.
It's like that just
lending more of a
more
voice
about
to
new
what-
glitches and
what
wild
point
shit
of
that
that.
happens.
Yeah,
You guys are being brought up to a certain level.
That's fine.
I'm not convinced that even with
well,
3 upgrades,
So-
it's going to make us that far ahead of you guys.
Right.
I think
So-
next
Dude
year
angled
versus
me.
next
Two guys that
generation
were
is
still
this
back there
year.
helped out.
Well, he
If
angled.
we stay at 8
That's why I
teams
just
and
beat him
draft
at the
at 8
sideline
teams,
to get around him.
I think I don't know if it'll be
Almost like he
worse
paid attention to practice.
because I don't know. Again, I don't think that the downgrades were significant.
First we put
They, like, yes, there were points involved, but because of the imbalance in the book of armaments, the downgrades were not significant or even necessarily downgrades, right? Like, Steve Atwater, I think, was more important to build this iteration than Mark Carrier would have been because of the vast amount of hitting power in the league. And Atwater was
Bye,
able to
Tillman.
change, right? To me, that wasn't a downgrade.
Thank you.
That was arguably an upgrade.
Thank
know,
you.
And the same thing goes for Buck over Wolford.
Wait,
his other downgrade.
we need to
right?
put him in that spot and then him in that spot.
So Jordan, what I'm saying is that yes, while it's
Wait a minute.
lifting,
He is an eligible
the teams that we downgraded
Damn it.
before,
Yeah,
what
Oh.
I'm saying is those downgrades weren't
Oh,
indicative
jeez,
of their
everywhere.
point value, right? Upgrades had a bigger impact than the downgrades did on the flip side. So even though there were down, and obviously you had a different experience than Bill and I did on how the downgrades.
That's why I think the word impact that you're using to justify that is flawed. Especially considering, like, well, what I think the league
Just
cares
trying to
about
get
is
out.
goals, belt results.
I feel
Yeah,
like that
so, like,
angle's
to
supposed
me,
work, but
If the
guess
downgrades didn't
Jumping.
have desired
He's-
impact, regardless of
he's
my
studying
experience with
it,
Niners
okay.
compared to what you and Bill have experienced with your two teams,
that's why the
we're
Giants
now
are so good.
saying, yeah, we need to give everyone else a little bit more. But hey, you guys at the bottom of the league, who clearly there's a skill gap with you guys in the rest of the league, which is noted, right? We're now giving you, like, let me ask you, does it benefit us at the bottom to have more options of base roster teams and our competitiveness over the next iteration compared to having handicaps and not being able to choose the
Sure.
other teams?
Sure, it totally
Yes.
benefits us because there's different options, right? We can choose to go to teams that are worse
That don't have
but
handicaps.
still playable.
But as base
Right.
rosters, we know we like all 15 teams in the NFC. We just do.
No, because
Right?
I've
So to me, if the answer
Yeah,
to
it
that
was
question
you. It was
is
me.
yes,
It was you. I thought it was you. You got in
seeing
there.
the end results and the outcome of this iteration, I now don't think that that's the answer.
Person sandwich. Way,
And I think to me that just makes it
and food
easier
testing.
to analyze. If the impact is different belt winners, for the most part, and if we didn't achieve that with the handicaps, why would I take best players in the league and now say you have more of a breadth of teams to choose from and they're all base rosters and you don't get handicaps?
So that it's
anymore?
not just me and you flopping Arizona and Detroit.
But it might not
That's
be
what
that
it
because
feels
they're
like.
also getting more upgrades. Because
I
we
never
don't know
called
until
that
the draft
play.
happens.
You're
But
right.
because people are
I
getting
literally was
more
just calling it to
upgrades,
see how it
it
worked.
causes them to look seriously at other teams
you
that
not.
otherwise wouldn't. Like Jared with one.
I didn't keep the
100
field goal
upgrade,
here. I'm not doing it.
Obviously, isn't going to look
That's
fucking
fine.
Minnesota or New York again. But if he gets 3 or 4 upgrades, all of a sudden now he's like, I have to consider Green Bay, these other teams.
And then, so what the downside to that is that, not downside, but the impact of that is instead of us going, all right, let's say downgrades are still there,
Nice
right?
call.
Downgrades are still a thing, right?
Nice call.
Which we could theoretically do, right? We
Oh,
could
yeah,
bolster
all
the
again.
handicap so that the point spread is
Yeah.
different, and it's a larger handicap
Huge
spread.
army
That could be
goals.
done, and
Because
you know
Carter's
have
like,
it
it's gonna change the way I
apply
play.
across the board so that people are getting
Yeah, I
what
don't know if
they're
that water's
getting.
got enough hitting power
Um,
to tackle him.
No, but you know who does?
The other side of that is
Yeah.
all of those teams that this
And he's got more
iteration we
ins.
looked at and went, I'm not taking that team, right? I'm not taking them. I'm still not taking them. And unless we move to a 12 or 13 or 14
And he's got a
team,
lot more
I'm not
ins.
taking them. Right? I'm never going to take Washington
But
with
Jeff
3
George, you
hundred,
don't need that.
right? I'm never going to
True.
take the Giants.
As long as
with
it's near
300.
me. So what
When
you're
I
bringing
could
up
take-
is fairness to you and me and potentially Bill at the bottom and our team selection.
Well, it's no. So your point was maybe they'll take other teams,
Oh,
right?
shit.
Maybe they'll take the Arizonas and the Detroits, the teams that aren't really affected by downgrades.
Well, it's funny because
Yeah,
I
but-
use
but
it.
would
Actually,
you
I had more cuts because
dramatically
of the Packer right there.
Oh, you have all
Potentially,
kinds
I
of
have,
balls
yeah,
still.
because there was so
But
That's
when
why I
they
was
do
surprised
that,
you went out.
The teams that they're not
This is the
taking,
first season
they're
I really
gonna
learned how to go out of
With
bounds.
all of those teams
And but,
with
you know, you take
downgrades
everything too
are
far before
way
you dial it
better
back, right?
than the
So that's where
teams.
I'm at.
But in this scenario, we'd be getting
That's
those
where
teams
I'm at.
potentially
I was completely
base
I was like,
roster.
everyone needs to stop getting better because
That's the
I'm
issue.
still, you know,
So
because
like,
I get
if
better,
they,
but then
if they
everyone
now
else gets
seriously
better.
look at
It's
those
like,
other
fuck
teams,
you, I'm
the
trying to
worst
catch
teams,
up.
but they're like, oh, I get 3 to 5 upgrades.
Yes.
They're taking those teams now.
I,
So the base roster teams that are better, they're falling to us. Base roster
I don't want to.
without
I don't know.
handicaps.
But again, those
Dude, you
teams,
could just
all
add
of
in
those teams,
what's
are
in
teams that have
defensive repertoire.
high-ranked talent that we're going to downgrade to
I
guys
I
that
was
are
doing
all
pretty good
are
against
still
Jordan. It just
amazing
didn't
players.
matter because
And
he
for
knows how to
us,
react to
it's
that.
not a downgrade.
Well, that's
I
why
just
I
think
won't
that
use it against him,
barring the
depending on
results
the
of
team that
today,
they're playing against. And, like,
It seems like
I
it's
would just
going to
pick
go
and
in
choose
terms of like
spots.
3 of the 6 playoff contenders.
I wonder what you're doing.
I think we need to pull more from the middle to the suck and pull them higher up. But I don't know
8
that that should
upgrades.
lift the bottom
8
of the base roster.
upgrades.
Wow.
8.
Nobody went with him.
8 upgrades.
No one promised that.
Or
I
stacking
just don't know that that
upgrades.
should pull us
How
up to
the
base.
fuck know? I thought. Wow.
Because if people do start to seriously consider the other
Like, it's
rosters,
just, I'm learning just enough
that
with this
with
team.
those
That's why I don't
upgrades,
Yeah,
want forces and
that's-
iterations.
those
I'm a
better
slow
base
learner.
rosters now fall to 6, 7, 8
Just need to
with base
Stop your
rosters.
defense
Like,
challenges.
I mean, that is totally. The Giants aren't going to
Only
get
if
taken by
the
somebody at the
computer turns
top
my quarterback.
when they could take New
Because like
Orleans,
if I don't have
Chicago,
George, I don't
all,
have
like all the
practice
good teams, right?
team,
Well,
there's no
potentially.
point.
I
So
think
then
it depends
you
what
put
that.
more
I mean,
behavior.
you're not wrong. Here's the thing, though.
So
do the Giants have a
do
really
with
good
conditions,
playbook?
but like
Yes.
it's
Do
never.
they already
worked out
have?
right
Do
this
they already
season.
have Jeff
'Cause I-
Hostetler and Rodney
You don't have
Hampton?
the arm.
The Giants playbook too is worse than Carolina's playbook too.
I mean, I get
Okay,
like
well,
catches with him, but he hasn't been in the right.
Oh, you
conditions.
compare
They're-
the two?
Yeah, they're both the I formation.
I love the eyes.
This would be the
And
first
the
season I've
Panthers
never
version
used him.
is.
No, wait, I
superior.
did use him in
I don't know
one
if
game,
Jared
but like
agrees with that.
normally I'd probably
Personnel's
use him
different, but
3-4
I
quarters.
think the Carolina playbook is significantly better.
Maybe I do want
with
to
the couple of different play differences
I love
changed
the
my mind.
Yeah, I agree with that.
versus the Giants. Their playbook one.
Wow.
What
Oh my god.
Yeah.
How does that even happen?
You saw that coming.
No, I told Dan Martin.
Yeah, he was telling me
I literally took. You got to the
That
40. I
takes
was like,
on my
just
fear.
fucking go on Dan
My
Martin
fear
down.
is that
And then you left.
with all the
I'm
others,
still confused.
thought of one of you three getting a team like Tampa, base roster, Atlanta, base rosters. It's
Right
kind of
now-
terrifying to
Well, hold on.
think.
So let's get rid of the upgrades real quick, and we do this mock draft with 8 teams.
The only solution is give us
No handicap. Let's
I
real
mean,
quick. I just
it's
because I
like
want
we
to
just
show
can't
this,
get
this
there too
point,
fast.
right?
Like that's the
Real quick mock
rhetorical
draft.
answer, but you can't
So
get
it
to.
doesn't even need to be a mock draft.
Yeah.
Ranking top 8 teams.
You're gonna get different responses because of matter of preference. In no
Okay.
particular order.
In no
you got
particular
New
order.
Orleans, Philadelphia, Dallas, Chicago, Carolina, Tampa, Atlanta,
How many
Atlanta does sound
It's
better than
7.
State.
Right.
by the way.
and
Dallas.
who am I missing?
Now,
I don't know
stop
who's
in there.
anymore.
The other 8 teams.
Yeah.
Do any of them get drafted ahead of those 7 teams?
Without upgrades? I don't think the Rams do. I don't think the Niners, well, the Niners definitely don't. The Cardinals. The Cardinals would be the 8.
I agree.
The Cardinals would definitely be the 8.
Yeah.
So do I think that St. Louis, San Fran, New York, Washington, Minnesota, Detroit, Green Bay, do I think any of those go above them? Probably not. Not without.
So with
Major
now let's
upgrades.
say with
Wow.
let's say you have 5 upgrades.
corpse.
Yeah.
Right?
Why would I go with
Which
the-
of those teams in that top 8
Power.
do you
Banana.
It's hard
which-
to know without looking for.
just with your knowledge?
Yeah.
Looking at those top 8
Back
teams,
for that
right?
running game.
Not St. Louis, not San Fran. Those are your 9 and 10.
Yeah.
Okay. So San Fran, St. Louis,
Yeah. Detroit
Detroit,
Minnesota,
Green Bay,
Green Bay.
Minnesota, Washington,
and Washington.
and New York.
If I
That's
got
your own fault. I had no choice.
Do you take New York with your 5 upgrades over any of the top 8 teams with 5 upgrades?
I might. Joel might. Joel's looking to blaze up. Like Joel's a wild card, and that has to be considered.
Well, wild
this is
cards
not
make the
this is not a
playoffs.
joke.
Yeah,
This
he
is
is
not a
not.
joke.
The wild cards make playoffs.
Do we have a
Um,
breakdown?
Do I consider them the 5 upgrades above any other ones? Yes.
Do we have the actual breakdown of how many upgrades each person would get based on where they rank?
No, I don't
this
have that.
iteration?
No, because we're unranked.
Here are the teams.
And I'm not gonna have time to sit down and
Then, yeah.
Here are 3 teams automatically off the top of my head. New York's not one, but here are 3 teams off the top of my head that I would absolutely take fucking deep looks at.
okay.
The first one is Green Bay.
Okay.
Because you're already starting with Brett Favre and Reggie White, and in
Yep.
my opinion, a combination of 2 amazing playbooks.
damn it.
Okay, so
I agree with
you-
that.
so-
I didn't
so-
know!
So you give me 5 upgrades, and it's like, dude, I'll get myself
And I
a
literally
running back, I'll get
I
another
waited to
receiver,
move
or D-backs,
so it
with
didn't- I
Butler's
didn't
there,
knock
I'll
it
have
out,
him,
and it
or
still
another-
touched
I'll
the
upgrade
line,
Sean
so-
Jones to somebody more stupid.
Bullshit.
Like Green Bay, with that setup, with 5 upgrades, with those playbooks, to me is so fucking valuable. So they're automatically
Okay.
one team. The other 2
Well,
teams are
Who
Minnesota.
would you? Again,
Yeah.
same 5 upgrades. Which
We're
of
using
the 8
Buchanan
teams
now,
are
aren't we?
you taking Green Bay potentially?
Oh my god.
Honestly, I think Green Bay with 5 upgrades is more of a complete team than New Orleans. I think they're more of a complete team.
The real mystery to
than
me is how this hasn't added up to
Arizona.
more than one man wring.
I think they'd
Because,
be
like,
more of a complete
there's
team, and I'm
just enough
including
magic.
complete team as like playbooks.
Now, are you saying this as a they're more of a complete
You didn't
team in
get
your
more
hands?
hands.
No,
No,
so
no,
Jordan,
yeah.
Jordan last
Okay.
game. And,
If you're taking that
Yeah, you
roster,
have
that base
tomorrow.
roster,
my
which
diff is
has
going to be
like
by the best ever for an
star
England team.
disparity,
Yeah.
and then dudes down here, but 2 phenomenal playbooks to really like enhance your skill and strategy.
Oh, that's right. Forced you out of bounds.
The only new book is on the file. But
Yeah.
It's a lot of work just to stand the clock.
yeah, I
Uh-huh.
think all of a sudden that team, it's like
Forced your ass
I
out of
have to
bounds.
consider them because the stars are already so high.
So not
But that-
factoring
but
in
that's also
teams
why I
you've
think,
had already.
But that's why I also think Detroit with 5 upgrades is like, are you fucking kidding me? Like Herman Moore, Henry Thomas, Barry Sanders, and some other solid middle of the pack players on the Falcons.
With Mulder, I was like, oh,
You're not
feel
upgrading
it.
Barry Sanders, right? Obviously, you're upgrading Benny
which is
Blades.
wonderful. You can now do other positions.
But Benny
You're
and the
upgrading
Blades.
Massey, you're upgrading Blades, you're upgrading Spielman, you're upgrading Scott Mitchell, maybe a second number receiver. Like, tell me that isn't insane.
So I think we really do have to game out a couple.
Oh, come on.
scenarios to understand what we're talking about. So what are we talking about here? 5 upgrades, let's say.
Well, that's why I was asking. Are
For
we
Green
certain
Bay.
that
So it's
like,
weird,
the middle
like,
of the
you
pack
can
units
just
are
split
going to
that
get
gap.
upgrades?
That's
No,
what
they're
it
not.
does.
Well, that's
No, Dan
I'm
will
just
get
saying, let's game out a specific
That
scenario.
might be what helps
well,
you
that's where
something
Nah,
like
it's
that.
gotta be
the
solid.
middle,
I'll look at it later.
making sure that the middle of the pack gets enough upgrades to set themselves apart from you getting base roster talent.
What
Like,
is
for example.
what is the
There's the help.
intended
No.
number of upgrades for
Right,
No.
the exact middle of the pack? You got that back?
He
Maybe
did.
with
got
Jordan's
back.
idea,
He got that one back.
Assuming,
He had one that it
assuming
said was
that
out
the
of
bell
bounds
curve
and really
triggers
just
all
off
out
of
of
these,
bounds.
which
And you fucked up the
present
return.
and ongoing
You should
will
have 2
continue to
tallies
do
on that
so.
sheet right now.
Should
It would
Tally
be
can't get hurt. 'cause
assuming
Tally's
Yeah,
the
he's
exact
out
middle of the
tallies.
pack
Again.
player,
Yes.
where you are just
That's the only thing
a
I've done
plus
right
0
there.
handicap, you would get 3 200-point upgrades.
3 200-point upgrades. All right. Are we allowing those upgrades to be stacked?
At present, that is not something that we've
Okay.
ever
Present
discussed
we do not.
outside of this weekend.
Okay. So let's
Out of bounds.
I mean, I was there.
look.
There was no cheat.
They're going to get.
I-
they're
Like I
gonna-
tried to bait
once
you into
show
it,
the
and
book,
then
they're going to get
close
to
the speed.
my point,
What's
which
your
I
point?
mentioned earlier. I don't think it's enough.
Okay.
Which kind of lends to what Jordan
Well,
was saying,
again,
pulling the middle
again,
up
it's,
a little bit. The
yeah,
bell
well,
curve being
again,
steeper.
you're basing it on the concept that Tampa Bay's falling to 8,
Or Falcons.
right, in an 18 league, and I'm saying that the problem is that we're allowing players at 8 to get a team like Tampa Bay, who is already significantly better than at least 8 other teams,
Which is why they need downgrades.
and we should be drafting to 10
All right.
people.
So like I
Oh,
said,
my God.
we need to start
If
gaming
we
out
are,
a
if we have
specific
10 people.
scenario just to see what it looks like.
Mhm.
So Green
So,
Bay,
In my
3
opinion,
upgrades.
this was a terrible
Yep.
decision.
So we will pretend, even though it's actually true, that I am the middle of the
Because
pack.
it's still a
One,
one-score.
yes.
Oh, because I
I'm
can kick
getting
you.
Green
You can
Bay
kick
is
me.
what I would
You
do.
could miss it, and then I
Edgar
get a free
Bennett
duck.
can
I
go
get the ball
up
next
to
game.
Harvey Williams. The highest
That
step
sucks,
he
but-
can
I
go.
don't make that.
Yep, that's not a trade for me.
Or no, I'm sorry, Leroy Horde is the
No,
highest.
I think you keep Bennett and you upgrade one of the other right backs. Like Dorsey Levens, I think, is number 2, or
Right, well, that's not necessarily what someone else is going to do.
Absolutely.
That's
Right,
what
I'm
they
just-
probably
I'm
would
just-
help them
I'm
understand.
just finding dudes.
It depends
What's
on what he
going
was
on?
up to.
Dude, that
I
was-
would trade him for
Did you see that? They were like in me right away. They just
Because
shot
they
down and
said
got
that.
right
Even
in me.
though so and so says that that's
Wow.
like the worst trade ever,
no, it sends a better,
Oh.
faster guy.
I would rather have Terry Allen over Edgar
Can,
Bennett.
can you get
Playing
Terry Allen
fullback.
from Edgar Bennett?
Do it again.
No.
Okay.
That was
Well, that's good
insane,
because
dude.
Edgar's too slow.
Igor.
Which might speak to. I'd have to look. I don't know.
That's
So, like I said, within
Jeez.
200 points,
Step down again.
I know.
You went back
go
up into
to
traffic. It's easy for me to say there's no
24-74.
pressure.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
the
armchair.
highest is Leroy Horde is
Did you see
24-72.
the kick right before this? Where like
Leroy
these
Horde,
drones just
Harvey
shot
Williams,
down, like,
Tommy
right on top
Randall,
of me, and I
William
was spinning
Floyd,
through.
Lorenzo Neal, Johnny Bailey, Bryant.
right.
Aren't they?
Man,
Is the
they're
top
trying to
7
impress
guys.
me.
Some of
They're
them
trying
are
to
even
impress me.
Right. Does that make it enough of an impact that that's a worthwhile handicap upgrade? That's kind of my point. Like, it's,
Well,
I don't think it's
so
enough.
the thing here is that it's a specific roster position. You're trading away Edgar Bennett,
Specific.
who is a 63 receptions guy on a team that sends him deep, right? So would I take
Is
those?
Bennett reach out?
Alright, well then, the next
think so.
guy,
So hold on. What I'm saying
apparently
is,
I'm blind, but the next highest guy on this list is actually Deshaun Johnson.
Yeah.
Late
yeah,
shot.
running backs are shit. Because
I was looking for Dorsey Levens. And
Green Bay's not a good team.
Alright, so if you're upgrading LaShawn Johnson,
Green Bay is not.
so you're going from 2040 to 2240. The highest guy you
How
can
do you
get
know
is
it's not just
John
Aristotle?
Vaughn.
That's what I'm saying. Does it
That's
feel
actually he's a Kansas City fullback with like 56 hitting power and he's fantastic.
as more of the pack
He has 44.
That's
That's so funny because I didn't pick it,
impactful
and I
enough.
figured you wouldn't pick it.
No,
But that's
it's
when I can
fantastic.
break through the
Really
line and grab you.
help us the way it's supposed to help us against
Again,
exacerbation.
That's playbook
you
guy.
just
Just
created
shoot see me
a
coming out on the one
shit
side.
team.
If
Right.
you're worried about my run.
Here's the real guy
you
you
know
would
you're
get.
out.
It just
Two spots down, more kicks.
Right,
He can
that's
reach
the-
the more kicks.
Oh, over what's the other the
John
casual he
Vaughn's
has?
44.
44 80 power.
And he's 44 back speed too, right?
No, John Vaughn is 38.
38.
But he has high rushing power.
44.
44.
Okay.
I would have to test the two of them, but I'm pretty sure Vaughn plays pretty well, like compared to Higgs. And the hitting power bump is
So Jordan, Mike,
I hit
does
people
that
twice
feel
before
like
I
that
go.
would be a significant enough upgrade to justify that?
I'm gonna be honest. Your
He didn't throw
your
it.
argument about needing more than 200 points is not a reality that I think
Or
my mind
stacking?
is not a reality that I think my mind can factor into this conversation because we don't know what those
But
numbers will look
we're
like.
also we're not done because there's two other upgrades
We're
that
done.
just gave it out.
right.
So
And it doesn't need to be that.
So
way.
if you're gonna upgrade a running back,
So let's say we are getting either
I should
Leroy
probably
Lord
go
or John
look
Paul.
at.
We are getting one of those two guys.
Yeah.
well, what was your other option besides Horde?
There's
Harvey
my
Williams
research.
was the next guy.
And there was someone else too.
Hold on, I lost my spot. It goes. This is just in order on the
Yep,
list.
yeah.
Leroy Lord, Harvey Williams, Tommy Vardell, Wayne
answers.
Floyd, Lorenzo Neal,
Okay,
Johnny.
so I would probably go if I take that team, I trade for Tommy Vardell. In that
Oh my
instance,
God.
if I decide I'm moving running back, and the reason I do that is Tommy Vardell is a playmaker. When he has the broken run, Edgar Bennett is a fullback for that team. And
There's the
Well, you
James
have to
Ted
move
Adams.
Bennett to get
You would have to move Bennett.
right,
to
that's what I'm saying. Edgar Bennett's a receiving fullback for that team, and he's okay.
You
as a
know,
runner.
chance
He's
to
a
try
better
to
He's
runner.
survey
not
the
special.
field. Run for my life.
Vardell would be a special player because of his hitting power. And it would give them a legitimate running game, and their passing game is entirely predicated on how amazing their playbook is.
Ah!
So
The
the
first one I
receivers,
hit A twice.
who aren't
Yeah.
very good.
And it fucking didn't.
The receivers are also
Yeah,
shit
because I wasn't going to catch him in
Well, that's
time.
what I would look
No,
at.
I think you are.
Look at what's my potential receiver
I
upgrade.
hit A twice.
Because
Oh
receiver,
my god.
I consider keeping Leroy Butler. See what other defensive back move I can make too.
You could also look at potentially trading with Favre.
So anyway, all right.
Yeah.
So
And Butler
so
and
Tommy Vardell or John Paul is one move.
Okay.
yeah.
Who are we looking at next? Wide receiver?
Sure.
Yeah.
Look at Robert Brooks. Or if you like Brooks, Mark Ingram. Although I think probably the speed disparity between the two probably helps Mark Ingram at the
It absolutely does. Mark Ingram's a really solid wide
So then
receiver.
you want to upgrade
I'm
on
pretty sure he's a 3150 or 3156. Like, that's a decent wide receiver too.
All right. Robert Brooks goes up to 26,
Yeah, Joel.
56,
26.
which would be, well, the highest is Terrence Mathis. He's not going to be available.
John Taylor.
John
Henry
Taylor,
Elliott.
not going to be available.
Yes,
Henry.
That's not
John
necessarily
Taylor
true.
would absolutely be.
Right, we're talking about 18. San Francisco's not getting taken.
No
They
one's
got
taking
taken
it.
at
Well,
10.
Henry Eller, not available.
Yes, he is.
I
No
did
one's
it
gonna
against
fucking
Lou.
Washington.
I know you.
No one's ever
That was a I know Joel call.
Okay. No one's ever taken Washington.
All right, so
You would want
I
to
would
be
That was
I would
100%.
say personally
You're
I
on the
would
cube
assume
line.
San Francisco. Is
Joel's gonna pull this shit on me.
So I would say the guy is going to be Henry Eller. He's the highest.
Okay.
And then who's our third move? Safety.
I don't know that you. I would rather get it.
I was trying to
I-
slow
I-
it down as much as
I think you
could
have to go through
before
the team and look at your upgrade options. I think at the end of the day, the point is that upgrading players on a better team is going to be a better team than upgrading players on a worse team.
Sure.
That's not bad.
You're not wrong. You're not
Crazy.
wrong. But I think that
Is he okay now?
Yeah, yeah.
that's
I
one-
mean, levies
one
are
data
that's a
point.
big deal.
Yeah.
And I think that
funny is this
we
is
have
how
to
I
really
lost
sit
my
down and
game
look
to,
at all of
I
this.
understand going
Just like how we look at
I got
downgrades and we assess, hey,
got third
of
field.
the Vikings,
Oh, yeah.
Lions,
Sure.
Niners, like the bottom of the barrel teams, we kind of know like what the downgrades would be for the negative
Gazinia.
impact. We have to sit and look at the new book
I used to have him
and
kick
see
off
what the
Yeah.
potential 3 to 5 best
Kicker's
moves
gonna
on each team
pull it out.
So
raise.
Not farming.
I have an idea, and I don't know if this
No, we're
is
past the-
something
we're past
you've
the-
already thought
The
about,
mountains
talked about.
are really
because I'm
cool.
not.
Such an eastern side of the state.
Yeah.
That's where
So
University of Tennessee
apologies
is.
in advance
We
if
can
this
pass that.
is already something.
On the
that
between
you've discussed.
between the mountains, the
But
smokies, and like Memphis is where
What
Nashville
if there
is.
was
It's actually a
sort
basin
of,
to
I
the
guess,
valley.
a combination of
natural
your tier
man-made
system
lakes on both sides
with the handicap system?
with rivers.
So, like, for
Oh,
example,
yeah,
And so there's a
I
ton of
presented an idea
dams.
for that.
so, yeah, so
Which
like,
they have
if
to,
you choose a
open
team from this
when flooded
tier,
gets too bad,
your
otherwise the
upgrades
dams
I
are
thought your
lost
guy was
pretty
gonna
much.
kill
They
me.
have to choose.
So did I.
Well,
because
so-
you're
it all
choosing a
filters
lower
out.
tier team.
Great.
Basically,
Right when I was
yeah,
gonna
that's
die, then I
exactly
got
what it was.
grabbed.
It was
Okay.
basically with the tier system, I
So
threw
it's
out the
not
idea
farms in that
to
area.
maintain handicaps.
So-
If you draft from a
Suburbs.
tier lower,
Like here,
then
you're
you're eligible to draft from
You get a
it's
chip.
very
you
much like
get
Philly as far as how small.
a 200 point upgrade. Like you get an auto trade.
So
So
the
if
center city.
if
is
you don't want to
very
take San
different.
Francisco
The center city is
or
kind of
Dallas
like-
and you
Yeah,
decide to
that's
take
what I was
Denver
going
or
for.
Miami,
Center city.
you would get
It
one
becomes
200
more-
point upgrade.
It's
If
like
you
farms,
step
like
down from
rural
there and
country,
go,
a lot of trees, a
I'll
lot of
take
forests.
Pittsburgh and get two upgrades, right? And then
That's horrifying.
as
I'll
you go lower,
downgrade twice to a lower tier to get Pittsburgh in tier 3 to get 2 upgrades and I'm just using my offense.
oh, but it's 2 upgrades over base roster San
Kind of
Francisco
depends
or
too.
Dallas.
No, I know,
Yeah.
but
Oh, no.
that
Yeah.
defense seems
75-yard
like, let's upgrade yellow
That's a
dude.
lot of.
Like,
The
that's-
tier, I think, and I know
Dude,
Jared's already on
every
board, and I don't want to like use that
play
as a selling point,
order.
but and
But like in
the
the
tiered system, put a lot of thought into it, a lot of work into
No,
it.
not the same as
Is
right there. This is where I live.
Way
Okay.
better
Now, if you go further
than
south to
Well, it's cleaner.
what we're, it's cleaner, and it's just, I think it's better than the handicap structure that we're trying to make
Then it
work.
becomes more like it's like I said.
The, taking teams at face value and evaluating how strong they are, and then ranking them this way, and going, you know, this is where you're drafting from, right? And then lowering teams and going, you know what?
Fair. It's only
You're,
Henderson,
if
though.
you've won this
That's
much,
not
these are
very
your teams. Like you can choose from these 3 teams. That's
Yeah.
they are what they are. And you know, you could end up in a scenario where one person is playing the base roster Dave Brown Giants, and another person is playing starting with the base roster San Francisco 49ers. But that's only going to happen for one iteration, theoretically.
Because then
If
it
the
makes
per-
shifts.
if the person who has the
paradigm.
49ers then goes on to miss the
paradigm
playoffs 3 more
shifts.
times, which is what they would minimum have to do to be able to draft in that division again,
Put them off the
they're not getting the Niners in the next iteration. They're going to fall back down. No, they wouldn't fall back down. They would
If
just
they wouldn't go down,
stay
they'd stay there and get
Yeah,
Dallas.
but they're not winning a man bowl.
Wow.
Like, they're taking the base roster 49ers and they're not winning a man bowl.
That's a lot of respect there,
And
dude.
that's okay. That, you know what? That's what they need to. They're, you know.
That's a lot of respect.
There's no upgrades we can put into
Respect.
the NFTGL teams that makes from the base roster 49ers. Like,
Wow.
So I'm curious about Dan's opinion on the tiers. I just want to add one quick thing
You can see
to
where
kind
the
of
farm
give
land
my
is.
opinion to you on the tier team, the base teams.
What do you like?
I also, as we talked about, really like that idea. I
Who the
like that it's
fuck got
clean,
that?
and I think it's fun.
Are you saying Google?
My
has
only thing is
asked
that,
me a question?
I don't know yet, off just this iteration's
That's what I
data,
mean. It means
if moving away from the handicap in its entirety is where we want to go just now.
well, that's why I added the idea of if you're drafting a team lower than that top area, you get an upgrade based on your tier
It's
level.
voluntary.
Right, you're voluntarily, because that's exactly
Zoom
what
out a little
our
bit.
concern is that someone may voluntarily take a worse team, right? And then a better team could follow us.
Yeah.
In this instance, with the tiered structure,
Over here.
let's say Lou does get to take San Francisco or Dallas, and Lou goes, I'm not gonna do that. Fuck Dallas and San
Yeah,
Francisco.
I'll take
I
Denver
don't
with
need
an
that
upgrade.
much. I'll take Denver with
Lee
an
never
upgrade.
lost.
Or he just had San Francisco and didn't win the Man Bowl with him and had a reason, and he
Fuck
goes,
Dallas.
you know what, I don't like that. I want to try Denver or Miami. He could go, I'm going to take them, and now I get an upgrade.
Yeah, like
And
I live like
all of those teams, you know, at the bottom end, you know,
right there.
I have no problem going into a season with base roster Dave Brown 40 or Giants and trying to make that team work, because default rosters in Tecmo Super Bowl 3, every team has someone on both sides of the ball. That player may not be a god or even really good, but they're functional, right? Like the Jets have bodies, and then they're surrounded by draft, and that's what those teams at the bottom are, right? If you take those teams and go, but by the way, we're going to take away the couple of guys that aren't all sixes and give you more sixes, right? Then those teams, like, no one wants to play with that. I wouldn't want to go into a season where I'm like, yay, my best offensive player is, you know, Curtis Callaway, and my best defensive player is Jimmy Spencer, right? Like, what's the point? Like, I can't compete there. Like,
What are
there's,
your thoughts on that? The tiered system of just opening up all 30
It's similar
teams.
all around Nashville.
Do you have a breakdown of where everyone would start and what tiers they
Until
need?
those are all
Did you ever do
developers.
that?
I can do it an estimate really easily.
Where it's really the most,
It's just, it's literally, this is the way that the tier system works
And
like
it's
this.
just endless
alright?
fucking trees, dude.
Every time you win a man bowl, your eligible tier drops.
Yep.
Every time you miss a
Not as much farmland
third
as you think.
postseason,
In that
your
regard.
tier goes up. That's it. And it's a rolling 3 iteration spread,
Yeah.
just like
But
it
the weird
is.
thing too is,
So at maximum, you can never have missed the playoffs more than 12 times.
Well, so sorry. So what are the other Go ahead.
Mountains? Pigeon Forge.
My
the
question
other-
is, when
that's
you
like
say
3 hour drive east.
3 missed postseasons, you're talking total or
You've got
consecutive?
Over the course of the three iteration window. So in order for
kind
you
of like in a base.
everyone starts at tier 4 and below. So right, we're all start
The
default
Wolf
is tier
Farm's
4.
really actually
right?
south.
Every time you win a man ball, you drop
Which
it
area where Dana's from.
within a 3 iteration window. So you have 12 seasons of potential man balls. You drop it.
So it's weird. It's not what you think. It's not
What's
like
that?
Automatically in the bottom two.
Illinois,
Correct.
where it's like on the
Automatically
side
bottom
land,
tier.
All the way
farms
to
as
bottom
far as
tier.
the eye can
Right.
see.
And
It's very hilly.
it's not mathematically
The
Jack
Jackson
James
area
correct.
resembles
it is not mathematically possible for more than 3 people to be in the bottom tier
Yes, and
unless
Not making it.
4 different people
it's just
each
like Philly.
win
Just
3 man
hills.
balls over the
Darryl
course
Valley
of
with a knockdown.
whatever.
It's
So
the game,
the
right?
likelihood of something of that
So
happening
much of it.
is, nearly impossible. And if it does, the worst of those players gets, a tier 6 team instead, which is the shitty teams that we don't want right now in the NFTGL, like the Minnesota
No,
and the
no,
St.
it's
Louis's.
it's
And,
it's okay though.
Okay.
I get to
well,
play.
Not saying, I mean,
I
whatever.
think again,
It's not true. I'm
I
trying
I mean,
like
different
to
you play
see
Hampton, and it's not like you're
what-
not trying.
how that looks for the middle of the pack.
Okay,
So like, and
I am trying
much to my
different things.
chagrin, I am the
You
perfect
should.
middle
Week
of the pack
17,
example.
you gotta be ready.
So,
I
in the
hate this, but it is the truth.
now,
So I missed one postseason this iteration.
the design of
I
this,
don't think I missed with the Bears.
the design of this is it's designed to work within a 4-season iteration. It's designed to work within a 4-season iteration. So we currently have 2 5 seasons and 1 4 season.
We'd have to factor this
So
in.
we have to factor them in. So we might have to modify the number of missed
Well, I
playoffs.
think that's
Not
just
that
like
it matters under a minute. I guess
It's
one
like,
onside kick.
yeah, like give Bourdier and Jordan like the bottom tier, but like is the disparity between the Giants, Jets, and Jaguars compared to where he's going to be in like
Yeah,
or
where,
middle
where,
tier?
where do I fall?
Okay, so going off the ranks, how many times have you missed the playoffs in the last 3 iterations?
That's, I mean, I don't even.
Probably 3.
So
I think he missed
I,
twice
I
with the
missed
Lions.
once with the Rams.
Twice with the Lions.
That was 3. That was 2 iterations ago.
Yes, that was when
So
he
you went
went
Rams, Bears, Rams.
No, I missed the playoffs first season of this.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Lions.
last one you were Lions.
The Bears, I don't think I missed,
Okay, and the Lions.
and then I guess it was the
Okay, so how many would you have missed with the
He
Lions?
missed at least one
Lions.
of the Lions.
I think I missed at
Okay,
least 2.
so you start tier 4 base, right? But then you would, if you only missed say 3, 4, or 5 playoffs within that window, you would move up to tier 3. And tier 3 is the base Washington, base Pittsburgh,
Don't fuck up my
like Buffalo. It's basically tier 3
Yeah.
is not San Francisco, not Dallas, not Denver, not Miami. That's it. That's tier 1 and 2. So tier 3 is literally the other 26 teams. You could choose from. Based on
I cared more
versus,
like not getting injured.
No, you got the right injuries.
No,
Like got the right injury.
he also
is
is not on the side now where he's playing me or Lou, his 2 biggest rivals.
the only 2 people with a win.
He's on the
record.
side against